Alrighty, and welcome back everybody to yet another week here in the United States Cup 2025. My name is It's Pigeon, and we've got a grand finals match on our hands here. This is going to be between two top contender seeds, Virginia and Texas in the losers bracket. Right now, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, I'm being joined by two lovely people. We have wonderful representation here in the United States Cup. One American, one Brazilian, and one Canadian enter the stream. Dada and Juno, how are you guys doing?
Hey everybody, and we are here tonight. I just want to put this into perspective. The last time that Texas was in the grand finals of the United States Cup was 2019. The Nomod one for that grand finals pool in 2019 was 7 stars flat. This Nomod one, a little bit of a different scenario here. It's 8.5 stars. We've come a long way. Texas has made it so far here to get into that top 3 position the first time since 2019.
It got pretty hard because, it's been 5 years, 6 years almost, and I don't know what I'm looking at on my screen. I see. Oh, okay, never mind. Because there's 3 people with Hard Rock. There's 3 people with Hard Rock. Then Texas is upside down.
Just so happens that it's all 3 people on Texas.
That's all the Texas. Australian Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I can attest to that. I remember a time where the round of 32 pool was like high 4 stars, low 5 stars. That was way back, but people have improved. I think it's pretty safe to say that these players are of the caliber to be able to play the kinds of maps that are in this grand finals pool, which are quite interesting ones. But yeah, I'm very excited for this matchup. Juno, you said you had some notes on these teams. Were there any more interesting tidbits here that you have about them?
Oh yeah. So Texas hasn't been in top 3 since 2019, whereas Virginia has essentially been a perennial top 3 team, usually coming from the winner's side, occasionally taking it all the past 2 years in USC, but they do come in from the loser's side this time, having lost to New York last week. But the only time that they essentially, since the COVID-19 pandemic, the only time that Virginia did not get top 3 was the year that Rectagon was tourney banned. So I think it just shows to go how dominant Rectagon, or Window Wife, you will see on this on your screen, how dominant they've been over the past half a decade of OC tournaments. And then and they are looking poised to have another potential top 2 finish over Texas, being the higher seed and coming in from the winner's side of the bracket into the losers bracket this week. Texas with a little bit of a different path here, but they took down, I believe it was NorCal last week, defeating them. Oh, SoCal.
They actually took down both of them.
Yeah, they took down both of them. There you go.
Both of the Giants, Texas slayed. One of the Californias, historically, I think, has always made it to grand final stage in every year's past. And USC, you might have the statistics to either back me up or prove me wrong on that. But yeah, I mean, Texas running off of the momentum that they are, right? Some of the players, I'm not going to name any names, but some of them really were not expecting to get this far. And I think a lot of people look at this team and yeah, they do strike me as an underdog team, but they are definitely here and they're ready to prove themselves. If they're able to take down Virginia, that secures them a top 2 spot at the very least to go against New York in the winner's side. So that'll be interesting, but this Virginia team is a monstrous one this year.
Well, they've gotten better, but the competition has also gotten a lot better. I think the reason why they're not seen as the overall favorites is because we just have like amazing teams like New York and Texas, just kind of giving like a pretty good competition, and it shows as they have been like kind of struggling sometimes. They did like almost lose in round of 32. They had obviously like the winners finals being a little bit tough against New York, but yeah, they're here to try and get their revenge. Meanwhile, Texas, their best placement since 2019, and also like just amazing players overall with great hidden roster. Luke Caton being like the biggest like star in the team, I think, but them having essentially like a lot of really good players. Shadow Pair, Aiden, Toybot, Flamestare, like these are all very, 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 very good players.
Yeah,
I forgot one. I don't want to leave one.
Toybot.
I said Toybot, I think, right?
Oh, Aiden.
No, he said Toybot.
Aiden's and Trigon.
Trigon, there we go.
Trigon, yeah. And yeah, on Virginia, it's sort of been in the past couple rounds this quartet of RNG, Rectagon, Failing, and One Tabby that have carried the majority of the maps for them. Gleeg and Uzumaki will occasionally come in for the odd map here and there, but it's really been that quartet that has really put up dominant performances on a variety of maps. Of course, when you look at a player like Rectagon and Failing, you look directly towards the Hard Rock pool, and if that's something that Texas might go after. But Texas has also looked very good on aim throughout this tournament, so that could be, you have maps like, I'm looking directly at Temptation right now, and I'm wondering if that might be a ban this match. Also just a funny map to possibly see in a tournament setting. Thank you, Dada.
Well, I think if I have my strategy correct, I think Texas is going to ban the Mud 1, no matter what. And
Yes.
then they'll likely have to ban either the Mud 3 or potentially something like the Freemod? Maybe Freemod 1, maybe Freemod 3. But something like that. Meanwhile, Virginia, I think, will ban one of the reading maps. So either in the Mud 5 or Hidden 3. Probably Hidden 3. And then we'll ban maybe one of the Hard Rocks. So, like, maybe Hard Rock 2, maybe Hard Rock 3. But the thing is, like, Virginia is really good at Hard Rock, but Texas has been, like, the best Hard Rock team in this tournament by a decent margin. So,
Yeah.
we might see a ban here.
Yep, could see some of those bans. I do have to agree with you guys on some of those, but it's going to be Nomod 1 ban here from Texas. Really respecting the tapping lineup that Virginia is able to put up. Of course, opting for second ban, I believe Virginia won the roll. And Texas, I believe, is second pick, if I'm not mistaken. That kind of happened really quickly. Also, a little interesting thing that I am just now realizing, we had 2 Texas warm-ups, except one of them was picked by Virginia. That Texas is Forever was Virginia's warm-up.
Yes, the classic Texas is Forever warm-up. It's actually going to be a DT4 ban, so taking out a more control alt-style DT map, Yo-Yo Kakon going out on the side of Virginia. Texas with the final ban. You were talking about Nomod 3 potentially being something they go for. I think they might leave that up. They could also go for a possibly one of those Freemod maps as well. Maybe a Freemod 2, Freemod 3 type of deal. Freemod 3 is the other like really tapping heavy map of the pool. So we'll see if that's something to go for, or possibly a hidden map as well. Hidden aim map.
There's a possibility as well that they might ban DT Cheer, but because it's also like in that tapping sphere. But it depends. Like at that point, it's just like, what are players actually getting on these maps? What do you think the actual like average score of Virginia is going to be? And that's up for them to decide, and we don't really know that. But definitely looking at one of these like more mechanic-centric maps, and Nomod 3 is going to be the choice.
Okay.
Yep. Predicted right on there with that one, Juno. I was not thinking of that Nomod 3 as being a potential ban in Virginia, but yeah, I guess they're really scared of some potential scores that like Rectigon could very easily FC that and just 1v3 on a map like that. RNG a little bit upset about that, yeah. So maybe Texas has been doing a little bit of homework, maybe a little bit of scouting even, if Virginia is this surprised that Nomod 3 is the ban from them.
Yeah, then for Virginia's last ban here, we're looking between that Nomod 5 and Hidden 3 here. It is Nomod 5.
Well,
one of the two reading maps.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be getting rid of Bag, but I guess they're getting rid of Chocobo.
Maybe it was the yeah, maybe it was just the aura of Texas having their 3 reading players in for the Texas Forever warm-up, all 3 on easy and all getting like pretty decent scores. Maybe that was what Virginia chose to ban out over the Hidden 3 because it was just the easy. Nomod 5 is a bit more adjacent to easy.
Maybe. Maybe
AR0,
it's that.
AR4.
Maybe like Bag is just a little shorter, so they don't have to suffer as much.
That's true.
Yeah, probably. And Virginia's first pick here, you want to think that they go for something mechanically demanding. There are 3 DT maps up that they could possibly go for, all of definite mechanical necessity. They could go for that Freemod 3, which is more of a tapping map as well. The entire Hard Rock pool is open. I don't think they go for Hard Rock because Texas has been so good on Hard Rock, but I really think it's a DT opening pick here for Virginia.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. If it's not DT, we could see something like a Nomod 4 first pick, which would be really off the top from them, but I could see them doing that. But yeah, I'm thinking something like DT2, DT3 for this Virginia team.
If they first pick a DT, it had to be DT2, but they will opt for Freemod 1 instead. So that more like Amy, slightly anti-moddy, but like not really kind of map. We might see double hard rock. We might see some weird overmodding, but I think Texas might run a double hard rock on this, and Virginia maybe also. Is Maki coming in?
Yeah, definitely being at that CS4 AR 8.5, not the most uncomfortable, although it definitely makes up with it with the aim requirement in this map. I definitely agree that could be seeing definitely RNG and Window Wife Rectigon going on a double hard rock there, and then Uzumaki on the hidden, potentially, and then Toybot hidden, and then one of Chile or Decatur could take hard rock, or both of them could take hard rock. They're both definitely capable of that here.
I would argue Uzumaki being in is going to be for Nomod or hard rock if they do choose to overmod. Uzumaki can play hidden, but prefers hard rock much more over that.
RNG hidden.
I think it would be RNG hidden. If I had to guess, and I do feel like that's correct, but absolutely we could see Uzumaki on hidden and a double hard rock from RNG and Rectigon, but we'll see. GLHFs are coming out.
The RNG comment makes it seem like they're both double hard rocking, and RNG and Toybot are both on the hidden. So, yep.
Here we get into the first map of our Losers Grand Finals. The winner of this match goes on to face New York to see who will win the United States Cup for 2025. As we get into our first map, Freemod 1, CS4 AR 8.5, 4 hard rocks are along the bottom row. Both of our hidden players on the top row here, Toybot and RNG. As we get into this first map, No early breaks, as I do say that. Early break coming out of Chillier pair. Not matched so far on the side of Virginia. 3.5 minutes long. Decently long map. So we will settle into this one quite quickly here.
Seems like Chillier pair is having a couple of issues with the disjointed triples of the map, which are going to be present all throughout it, so he has to get used to it. Uzumaki also finding a break on one of them. So far so good for Virginia.
Looking good on this recovery here from Chillier. Yeah, the accuracy's dropped a little bit. Given about 50,000 points, but it's this PI that you can really find some mistakes here from either of these two teams, and no players get caught up on the jumps going into that first PI, but we do see a double miss on the side of Virginia. Does get traded out by both Decadent and Chillier pair. Now it's just Rectigon, the only one alive on the FC, as all three players on the side of Texas end up dropping their combo.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of a advantage here for the side of Virginia, but it's going to keep growing in this verse section here. As long as Rectigon can stay consistent here on the Hard Rock, there's only that trade now from Chillier and Uzumaki, so it's going to be even more in favor of Virginia as they keep building. It's almost getting to 100k now, halfway through the map. This is exactly where you wouldn't want to see a break if you were Rectigon, but just looking so solid shows why, as I said, he's been such a prominent player over the past 5 years, just looking so solid. Going into these triples, finally finds a miss. There are recoveries on Decton and Toybot right now. Chillier following shortly behind. It's a full team wipe for Virginia. RNG and Uzumaki also both go down. Here it comes back in favor of Texas now.
Texas is looking really solid here coming into this next break, and it is going to be Decadent and Chillier to drop their combos, but Toybot's still holding on to this pretty solid recovery, and yeah, RNG smokes there, my bad, but I mean, what can you really do? You kind of expect players to be missing on this, and yeah, all three players to be holding on for as long as they were. Now with one combo making it through, that score finally ends up switching over for Texas here.
It's very close. It does pop right over to Texas. RNG with another break. But everybody in Texas, especially Toybot, still holding on a very impressive score on the hidden mod. Very tough to actually maintain consistency on this lower AR disjointed triple stuff.
Yeah, if I were to go back to last week to another score that Toybot put up that has a lot of these more spaced out patterns, finally does find a break, but has made up the score here. Did put up also a 700k on Split EX last week, as we see another full wide break for the entire lobby now. Everybody breaking in this last insane PI here, but just really looking so good when it comes to hidden in the Freemod, and does take a opening point here for Texas. It is a break opening point for Texas, going up 1-0 on their own pick now.
Grand Finals is going to be the same as Finals in terms of best of. We are in best of 13 right now, so the fact that Texas gets a breakpoint to start this one off, have to be feeling really good about that. However, you can't really expect too many more of those to come their way. Virginia, I think, just maybe had a little bit of issues on RNG and Uzumaki, just weren't quite able to hold in some of those trickier space triple sections, which I mean, it's to be expected on those sections. They're made for people to break on, but yeah, Texas looking really solid off of Virginia's first pick, and they have a lot of avenues that they can go down. I want to see Texas pick and do hidden. Just given how solid Toybot is looking, I think hidden would be really good for them to go first pick.
Rectigon saying, "I want to sleep," in chat. Bro, my brother in Christ, you made the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, they chose to play it for UTC. I believe we're expecting a hidden 3 pick out here of Texas if they want to just get that reading map over with, or maybe they want to leave it for later when when they're closer to the match potentially ending.
There's no shot they start with bag. That would be such an
so
interesting way to start with the map.
I would love to see hidden 3 as a first pick, but I do think it would probably be something like hidden 1 over hidden 3, at least for a first pick, if they are going hidden.
Maybe. I'm guessing that they might try to go into the Hard Rock pool or perhaps the T1. Freemod. Oh, damn. Okay.
Okay.
That's an interesting pick because, by all accounts, is like a map that's very unlike the other Freemod we just had. Nobody wants to Hard Rock it. They just have to. So one player is going to be taking the Hard Rock and will be potentially dropping a pretty low score compared to the rest of the lobby, but like obviously you have Rectagon probably being the one to take Hard Rock on the side of Virginia, so he might have a little bit of a higher score. Meanwhile, Texas probably going to see either Decaton or Chili Repair on the Hard Rock. That would be interesting.
I'm curious if they possibly put Rectagon on the Nomod to guarantee possibly a higher score on a higher potential score on a Nomod and maybe tank Uzumaki on the Hard Rock. That could be a potential possibility, but Uzumaki could very well take the hidden on this, or take the Nomod on this as well. Probably going to be seeing RNG on the hidden once again. Flamester and Decaton coming in. I would expect one of those, most likely Flamester on the Hard Rock here, and then Toybot going to be sticking around on the hidden.
Yeah, I think your predictions are pretty spot on here. I think it on a map like this, overmodding is not going to be that beneficial. There's no real reason why you should, unless the other team is doing it and you're just trying to match it. But yeah, it is going to be very standard, one hidden per team, one Hard Rock per team. Uzumaki going to be on that Nomod, and this is the kind of pick that I could very easily see Virginia actually getting a breakpoint back on their own. Uzumaki and Rectagon both being tremendously good tech players, as well as just RNG being what an insane player that he is. But yeah, this could be a very scary one for Texas. They have to be on their toes here.
This is a scary map because the start of the map is so tough. We've seen RNG cheesing all those double taps at the start. Very, very clearly hearing that like cheese through the hit sounds because they are on his screen. While Rectagon finding a couple of breaks. Some people in Texas, Toybot and Decaton, finding some breaks as well. But right now it's Flamester versus RNG, and Flamester does drop, however RNG was soon to follow. The lead is over to Texas by a little bit so far.
Oh, the break from Decaton on the Hard Rock. It is traded out here by Rectagon. Is the two Nomods falling as well. Uzumaki finding extreme chain misses in this cut triples pattern, so that will actually drop the score quite a bit, dropping all the way down to 56k. Really suffering on this pick, but it is going to be another drop from two players going down the side of Toybot and Flamester on Texas. Decaton holding through that section now halfway through the map.
Decaton is the only one with combo, and he's on the Hard Rock. The accuracy is not very good, but having combo through this later section will be very, very nice, because ideally this section is the one you're supposed to combo, and this is the one that's a lot easier to get that score. And just having that little bit of bonus combo going into it, very nice for anyone involved.
And at this point, that's going to be a drop from Decaton going into this next PI section. You can't imagine that he would have held on much longer, but that's going to be Uzumaki matching Flamester, and that knows Flamester down now, so this combo lead is actually in favor of Virginia by a decent margin as Uzumaki is pulling through. The only one with combo finally ends up dropping, and now it's Rectagon with the recovery, and that ends up falling as well, so these combos are resetting for both sides, and that's only going to be helping Texas out further.
That combo's going down in these cut patterns. It's still Decaton holding on into the end, consolidating the break point for Texas, going up 2-0 right now. 350k, the top, not quite the top score of the lobby. That actually goes to RNG with the 0 misses, but 1350, so it's still an A rank.
Really good scores all across the board, honestly. Even just the B rank from Uzumaki, but I mean,
okay.
Okay.
Really?
Well,
We're heading immediately
I'm gonna point
into
it out.
bag, and Virginia's the one to pick it.
Really?
Now, who bagged? Who bagged throughout this period of, well, a week, basically, since the Maple Showcase?
Who up bagging?
Who
Who
up
bagging they pipe?
bagging the pipe, bagging the revenge.
Well,
Difficulty hard, star rating 4.6.
Guys, it's the easiest map in the pool.
This shit
Definitely.
is 4 stars.
This
True.
shit is 4 stars. If we're missing on a 4-star map, I don't know. Do we deserve to be in Grands? No. This map is really mean. If you did not see the map pool showcase, you're in for a treat. This map is just, it's nasty. That star rating does not do it justice.
But here's my question. Like, other than Toybot and Trigon, who's the third player for Texas?
Aiden.
Aiden.
It's whoever bagged the hardest.
I guess so.
It's either I'm
Flamestare
pretty sure it's
is
Aiden.
lobby.
Flamestare? Okay, wait, no. Flamestare does practice things. At the very least, Flamestare I know will memorize stuff if he has to. So Flamestare could definitely drop like an alright score.
Oh, speaking of practicers that just practice a lot, One Tabby, probably one of the sickest men ever in the United States when it comes to maps like these. And expecting him to do pretty well. RNG also, you know, considering he's the one that picked it and stayed in the lobby throughout, probably doing well. Rectagon, from what he says in the lobby, being forced to play this against his will.
Fair enough.
Probably is the case on this Hidden 3. Texas has a 2-0 lead, and Virginia picking into bag. This point can really shape how the match ends up going. Virginia really has to get a point on the board.
Flamestare immediately changed the entire map.
Yeah, OD2. Yeah, you're gonna be getting note locked a little bit here, possibly. And we see that immediately as it is RNG holding on to the top score so far. Finally finds a miss. Actually going to be finding a lot of misses. Where did my hit sounds go, please? But this is already well in favor of Virginia here. And very short map, only a minute and a half.
The entirety of Texas, I just see X's on their screens.
Oh no.
It's kind of hard to talk about this one, just given what you're seeing on your screen, right? Nobody's really going to hold on to much combo at all, but Virginia is looking to completely put Texas into the dirt here on this Hidden 3 pick. They're already at 350,000 points at 2/3 through, and yeah, Texas is certainly not bringing that one back. This map is just, it's really mean, and it's doing Texas dirty, but they're doing their best.
What's that be? 400k. Let's look at the bright side. Never mind. He immediately misses and loses 30k.
Oh, no.
Okay. Oh god, 100k. 100k being dropped by One Savvy. Oh no. He had 400k at the break. What happened?
All 24 of those misses were after the break. No, I know it wasn't all 24 of them, but
A lot of them.
yes.
Score V2,
Yeah.
everyone.
That was the map, and it's now back to Texas's
put the
pick.
point. Just put the point in the bag, man.
Yeah.
Put the bag in the bag.
Put the bag in the point.
Put the bag in the point.
Yeah.
Oh, dropped the pen. That's what happened. We dropped our pen and lost 100k.
Happens.
How unfortunate.
It does happen to the best of us, but Virginia gonna be putting a stop to the snowball that Texas started to get rolling. Pretty important that they won that point. If Texas was allowed another breakpoint this early on in the match, it was gonna be very hard for Virginia to bring it back. But yeah, now it's a little bit more even, but Virginia's still looking to get back a breakpoint somewhere on down the line, and yeah, Virginia seems pretty good on that hidden 3, but luckily for Texas, there's no other low ARs in the hidden, so...
Yeah, well,
I'm not worried
considering
about
Virginia
anything like
banned
that.
the other low AR,
Right.
it's a very odd, like, sequence of events. Virginia banned Nomod 5, went in first pick Freemod 1, got breakpointed, lost, and that's like the third quote-unquote low AR pick, and then immediately went for like the most bag map of all time.
Going into Hard Rock 2, this is going to be the King of Lions. MechTech map, Camellia, featured artist, by the way. This is 210 BPM, so not the fastest of maps, but we saw Decadent do so well on the Hard Rock, and they have a trio of Hard Rock players there on Texas. Most likely going to be seeing Decadent, Chillier, and Flames here on this one, and they've been so good on Hard Rock throughout this tournament here.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I do think those are going to be their 3 for this. Texas has a pretty good shot at winning this one, I guess, considering how they looked on the other Tech Year pick that we saw in the Freemod that we saw previously from them, but don't think we're going to be seeing any Toybot for this one, just because Toybot much more prefers hidden. So with this one being Hard Rock, yeah, it's probably going to be Decadent end for them, and that does give Virginia some wiggle room to work with here, as we do see Failing coming in for the first time, I believe, for this Virginia roster. And yeah, of course, it's going to be Decadent to round out the third for Texas. And one thing in this map that I really hope we don't see too many misses on are some of these sliders towards the end of the map that look like they're really hard to aim, but you just kind of aim straight down the middle and hit a slider tick. That part in this map definitely is concerning for me, but otherwise, I think it's just going to come down to who can hold the most combo in the beginning section.
I think Texas has like 3 very good players at this kind of map. Meanwhile, Virginia, they kind of have like Rectagon, which is by far like the biggest cheat code in this tournament, but they have like Failing, which has gotten some good Hard Rock plays in the past, and then Uzumaki, which you haven't really seen most of the tournament because I believe it was in Japan, but I would give the edge to Texas a little bit, as Failing and Uzumaki both find some Jade misses, as well as Rectagon, so 2 FCs to 0 currently in the match.
There goes Decadent as well on the side of Texas. It's just Flamester holding through this opening section here, as we have these first flurries of sliders. And Chillier on the recovery now, matching Rectagon. And it's just Flamester now with the FC. Another break coming out of Failing, but it's responded by 2 breaks on the side of Texas. Uzumaki also falling down. There goes Flamester's FC. That's the last FC down. Rectagon is going to start bringing this back ever so slowly into this slower section here with the combo lead going into this next third of the map.
Virginia's looking to bring the score back over off this massive recovery from Rectagon, and we are seeing 2 of the players make it through, but here's some of these tricky slider sections I was talking about, and they're not phased on the side of Virginia. We are seeing misses all across the board. Uzumaki Failing, Flamester, and Decadent all dropping. Now down goes Chillier. Finally, Rectagon drops that combo, but that's a full reset on the side of Texas, and that's not going to matter for them because they still have the score.
Just no combos basically anywhere. Finally, we have a little bit of a semblance of combo in Chillier pairs and Decadent screens, but that section just killed everyone, and since the lead was Texas, it stays with them.
Coming into this next section, Uzumaki finding a break. It's still these 2 big combos on Decadent and Flamester. At the halfway point here, this is where you don't want to lose your combo. Rectagon trying to fend them off right now. Uzumaki and Failing both fighting misses, but Flamester trades it. Decadent gets slow slided. What the heck was that? That is the last place that you want to find a break if you are Decadent. Right at the beginning of that slider, right at the halfway point. There is combo on Rectagon to bring this back right now. And Decton must be shaking his head right now. And it's going to be Rectagon with this 550 combo. Going to be slowly crawling back in another break from Cheerio Pair. That's going to bring it back even faster. But there's Rectagon! What is happening? We have the nerves of Grand Finals really setting in here as we see breaks all across the board in the least expected times. And it's Flamesphere now with this 250 combos. We see more breaks on the side of Virginia. And Flamesphere is going to hold on to this lead for Texas.
PI section going into it right now, and Flamesphere still holding on to the combo. For how much longer? This is one of the hardest sections of the map. Rectagon does have the recovery. It's only 50,000 points in favor of Texas, but you still have Uzumaki dropping, still have Failing missing. Now that's Flamesphere finally down for Texas. That score is going to start to heavily shift back the way of Virginia. There's plenty of time for them to do it. So long as Rectagon is able to hold on to his combo, and yeah, these misses from Texas are just hurting them more and more, but luckily for them, there are a couple of trades, and if Rectagon does end up dropping combo, that can go back the way of Texas, but yeah, 26,000 and closing now still for Virginia. They need to get this over the line in order to get the point, and Rectagon drops! And that's going to do it. I do believe Texas is going to win this point.
It's still very close, Pigeon, and people can chain this a lot in this section. It's still anyone's game. The lead seems to be stabilized, but one chain miss is all it takes.
We know last fight, there's more misses on the side, both sides here. It's going to come down to the spinner. I don't think there's too much score left. It's not going to go back to the way of Virginia here. It's actually going to gain a little bit on the side of Texas, as they are going to be going up 3-1, winning on their own point here. Standout scores across the board. Rectagon with the high score in the lobby, but it's the overall team score from Texas that brings them to this point here on the Hard Rock 2.
Juno, did I see that correctly? Did I see 3 players all spinning above 400 on Texas?
Yep. Failing, to be fair, to give credit to Failing was spinning 470.
That is absolutely insane.
As a person,
sorry.
As a person that can barely spin over 300, I am in awe of the spinning ability in this lobby.
Oh, if you press tab and you get the adrenaline rush of seeing the crown so close to the middle and everyone like very close score-wise, you're gonna spin 470. But it doesn't matter how fast you spin, you're gonna break your arm. Now for something completely different.
Dipping their toes back into the hidden pool here. Hidden 2.
Oh no.
Gonna be a special one here. It's a KTG map. I think we were talking about all KTG maps fall into 3 different maps in terms of styling. I can't remember what we decided this one was.
Might be synthesizer.
Yes. Yep, that one. If you know that map, you know this map.
Somebody go check on RNG's heart rate right now, just to make sure that everything is going to be okay. It sure is. It sure is. It sure is RNG. Yeah, this is mostly focusing on like little cut patterns and a little bit of finger control, mostly triples and quints, but just within this alt style, it's all mostly 1/8, so that should be relatively comfortable for these players, but it's more the aim control within the cut patterns, and then you throw hidden on top of it. It's not AR8, as most great KTG maps are, but still that CS5, a little bit of a precision element to this one here as well.
I mean, it's just a control fest, essentially. Finger control, aim control, and like, yeah, this is even a word, reading control. Like,
sure.
It's just like the reading of the specific control elements with that hidden just gets even freakier, I guess. So let's just see if everyone has their control on tip-top shape, let's just say.
Yep,
Fair.
it's also a VTuber debuff or buff potentially here on this song too. I know a lot of people have very hard feelings about VTubers, but yeah, this is
fine.
what the map is gonna be. Decadent gonna be finding the first miss. Rectagon will trade that out. It's gonna be a complete reset from Texas here to start this one off.
Yeah, I am a little bit surprised not to see Toybot in this map here. Maybe the 1-8 snaps just a little bit too speedy for Freemod here, but we are going to be seeing these early FCs being held on by RNG and one Tabby. See, all the players on Texas have broken so far. Trigon finding quite a few struggles, Ack all the way down 93 right now. Another break from Rectagon, and one Tabby also finding the break here. So these into these much quicker bursts here. Decadent and Flamestare building up the combo. Decadent does find the miss. Just RNG right now, holding on to this full combo, giving Virginia this very close lead. Another close map right now. Although with Flamestare's break right there, it's going to be a different story now, but RNG does trade it out. Big breaks across the board here. Full team wipe for Texas now, as it's going to go more in favor of Virginia with one Tabby's combo.
RNG was holding the combo, but one Tabby now took over, and he shows no signs of stopping right now.
Yeah, definitely not coming to any form of stop here on some of these very difficult patterns to not only tap, but also aim. Looking really locked in for his team and doing so much work right now. Is pulling this score lead up to about 130,000 into the break at halfway mark, and Texas knows that they've got some work to do in order to get this one back. They're also going to need to see a miss from one Tabby at some point as well in order to get this score back. I feel like if one Tabby's able to hold on for much longer, this score is going to be too big for Texas to get back.
I think it's already a little bit too big.
Yeah, 160k here. And one Tabby still holding on through this ending section here. I believe on the reverse choke right now. But as well as Rectagon building up some combo to fend off both Flamestare and Decadent. One Tabby does finally find the break, unfortunately, but 400k. Surely we don't see a complete chain miss at the end and see another massive score drop, although we do see some shakes coming out one Tabby at the end, but it's done the work here. It's going to be just over 200k for Virginia. Going to be taking their second pick. This is going to be going up 3-2. It was their own pick. A little bit surprising, winning on 2 hidden maps at the start of this match. Maybe might make Texas a little bit more hesitant to pick that hidden one that is still up and available, but it will be back to Texas's pick now, as Virginia, a little bit closer, are now just 1 point away from tying this up, 1 break point away from tying this up, and then could go ahead if they consolidate it.
I think we've seen like how this match is gonna go in terms of at least like modded pools. The only pool we haven't really even like dipped our feet in right now is DT, but Hard Rock seems to favor Texas. Hidden currently at least seems to favor Virginia, and then, well, Freemod is the mix of both, so you never know.
Never truly know with these two teams, but yeah, I would like to see one of these teams go into Nomod at some point. I don't think that's going to be the case just yet. There's still 2 more Hard Rock options to exhaust. There's still the double time pool just flat out outside of the DT4, which is banned by Virginia. But yeah, I think Texas has a lot of different routes that they can go down. If they really want to, they could go back into the Freemods. I don't think we would see Freemod 4 over something like Freemod 3 from them, but even picking Freemod 3 into Virginia could be pretty risky, but they could still do it.
I think a reasonable thing Texas can do is try to pick Fremont 4, because that kind of gates RNG out of it, because that map has like 230 BPM streams. But I guess they're going for the DT1, which also kind of gates RNG out of it, because that map also has like 270 BPM longer bursts. Not really streams, but they should be pretty good at it. The first, the first attempt at trying anything in the DT pool. Let's see if it works out.
This is going to be DT1, our higher AR selection here. 8.17 stars, so definitely pushing the upper side of the skill cap here. 10.5 AR, 10.2 OD. This is 267 BPM, so quite comfortable if you're a DT player. Which I think both of these teams can field a pretty solid 3-man roster for both teams here on this pick.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, at least from what I've heard, this is one of the most comfortable, probably easiest maps in the pool. So we'll probably see one of the highest team scores averaged out here, and probably the only issue right now is getting used to the AR. So going from what essentially was a pretty low AR at 9.3 to what is 10.5, basically. So just people leaving lobby, getting a little bit used to that higher AR, and then coming back. But we're gonna see Texas here with Chillier, Flamestare, and probably the Gaten, if I had to guess. Meanwhile, Virginia with Aiden actually, and Virginia with Rectagon failing and Gleek.
Yeah, Gleek mostly just coming in for these DT maps, more tapping intensive maps here. So going to be stepping in for the DT1 here as we get into this. Virginia can pull a break point here. They tie this match up, and we are down to a best of 7. But Texas looking to go up 4-2 here to keep building on the momentum that they had earlier, springing out to that 2-0 lead, as this map will ramp up shortly after this quick little intro here.
Pretty calm beginning section, but yeah, right into some of these heftier jumps, into some of these bigger bursts. So far it's only 5-note bursts, and we do see 2-way miss on the side of Texas. Flamestare and Aiden could be dropping their combos. It's only Gleek to trade out one of them, so that's going to slowly be moving that score the way of Virginia, but it's actually the accuracy that Texas is holding on to so much more over Virginia, specifically just on Gleek, who's dropped down to about 91%, is really bringing that score in favor of Texas despite having the 2 earlier misses. And now with Rectagon dropping, that's going to give Texas even more momentum.
The only combo still for Virginia is failing, but Texas, well, they don't have any full combos. They have some pretty decent recovery combos on both Aiden's and Flamestare. Chiller Fair finding a little bit of a tougher time on this map, but not as tough as Gleek, sadly, because he doesn't seem to be... He seems to be third player on this a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit of an unfortunate scenario here. It's going to be Flamestare and Aiden building their combos back up. Aiden's with... I was about to say 99, was holding 99.1, but found a couple 100s, but we'll be building the accuracy back up, as well as failing. Still on this full combo right now, and window Rectagon. Monkey say name. But it is going to be Texas continuing to build this lead with the 2 big combos on Flamestare and Aiden. There goes Failing's full combo. That's the last big combo gone. I believe it actually wasn't a full combo. I might be spreading mysteries there, but Chili are going to be trading that out, but it's still these 2 big combos. Flamestare finally finds a break. Aiden still holding on to this massive recovery. Going to be looking poised to find the top score in the lobby on this map, as looking to push almost to 600k with a quarter of the map left. Does find a break on the big jumps right before the break there.
Well, Rectagon has combo. That's the bright side for Virginia, and Flamestar does break right after the break, so the lead will be coming back. If Rectagon holds, this can be dangerous.
If he can hold, he has to hold, though. You do have the recovery on Failing as well that's helping out Virginia so much. The score lead was 170,000, now down to 60,000, just a blink of an eye, and there's plenty of time for them to bring this one over, as we keep seeing chain misses on the bottom side of your screen. For Texas, it's just Flamester on the recovery, having missed right after that break, and that score instantly goes back over to the way of Virginia. And this is looking like it's going to be another breakpoint here. Off the back of this recovery from Rectigun, from failing, finally ends up dropping both of them, as I mentioned their names, and some of the hardest jumps in the map, but 100,000 points to get that score over towards Virginia to tie things up on a breakpoint of their own.
Yeah,
that
was a
6 scores, man.
That was a 270-point swing in the last quarter of the map left. Texas looked like they had it, but now it is tied up, and we are in a best of 7 going into Virginia's next pick here.
Unfortunate that the good boy Aidenth could not match up to Virginia's big power duo of Rectigon and failing. Everyone so far. It is!
I mean, both teams... Yeah, Swaggy Swagster. No, both teams had their third player, right? For Texas, it was Chillier. For Virginia, it was Gleeg. And they still had pretty impressive scores for the other two players. But yeah, at the end of the day, when Rectigon is dropping 2x100s and a 800k score on that DT1 and Grands, there's not much you can do.
He held an S rank until like the last set of jumps.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't talk about that. Rectigon will do Rectigon things, but this is a bit of an opening for Virginia now. If some of the double times were looking a little bit contested for them, they could go into one of the other two double times, but those are going to be a lot more tapping intensive than this DT1 was. A lot less of the aim in the DT2 and the DT3, so it could be maybe a bit more interesting, but we're gonna see. It's gonna be a roll. I wonder between what and what, but yeah, DT2 is gonna be the option.
Yeah, they're gonna make a run at the DT pool here, I think.
We talked about how after Texas banned Nomod 1 that DT2 and perhaps Freemod 3 were gonna be the next kind of tapping adjacent picks, and well, there it is. I do think, since the last map showed a little bit of like a third player syndrome in these sorts of DT maps, we might see once again like a 2-player lineup of a third player just kind of having to tank. But it might be enough. I don't think Texas has the tapping lineup for this, so we might just see a little bit of a more decisive pick.
Why am I reading in Twitch chat, off to bed, good luck Virginia from one tabby?
Oh.
What the fuck?
Well, I guess all the reading maps are gone.
You know what? Fair.
Sure.
Good night, one tabby. Thanks for
Yeah,
playing.
one tabby. I guess you're not going to be playing Graces of Heaven or not much.
Graces
I
of
forgot the name of it. Yeah.
Oriental Blossom.
I guess you're not going to be playing Oda Jarby, I guess. Okay, so unfortunate.
Not playing amazing.
Amazing.
The song, not.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying he's not playing well. I was, you know what I meant. The song. There's a song in the pool called "Amazing."
Yeah, has a lot of artists.
Yes.
Has so many artists that I don't think you can read the song name in the map pool.
No, you cannot.
Yeah. Looks like Gleeg gonna be once again in this lineup here. I wonder how they're gonna do after that performance on the DT1, but failing and Rectigon. You always have to take that extra second to remind yourself that is Rectigon. But it's Decatan coming in instead of Chillier. Was the bottom score on that DT1 for the side of Texas, so maybe Decatan just a little bit more comfortable in this map. Really looking to Aiden put up a very solid score on this. Has been Texas's best tapping player all tourney here. Has put up amazing scores on DT2's Nomod 2 or Nomod 2 style maps throughout the tournament. but still the 6 full combos as we get into some of these more fair control patterns as well. A little bit of a double and quad angle as well here. As yeah, no breaks to see through this first section here. Wow.
Peyton being the first one to find a break, quickly traded by Gleeg, but the accuracy advantage is still Texas's, as once again Gleeg is on a little bit of a lower act, kind of combo cheesing, but both of his teammates, both Rectagon and Failing, having exceptional accuracy.
Holding on strong are these 2 other combos for both teams, but that's Aiden's going to be dropping one of those 2 remaining combos for Texas, and no trades yet to be seen on Virginia's. Becketon finds another miss, finally down goes Failing. That was one of the final FCs, so now it's just going to be Rectagon versus Flamester. Flamester with the slightly better accuracy, looking better for now, has about equal supporting combo. As I say that though, Aiden does end up dropping, but League will trade it, so not going to be the end of the world here. And Texas is holding on to about 60,000 point score lead off of these accuracy drops from Virginia. Looking that much more calm and collected on this one, although as I say that, Decatan does find a chain miss, but yeah, there are trades all across the board for the players that are not Flamester and Rectagon.
It has quickly devolved into a 1v1, but Rectagon does find a break, and the lead is going to be just shooting over to Texas, as Flamester, with an amazing combo here, still holding the full combo right around 2/3 of the map. As we get into the solo in a little bit, he's still holding 1600 combo with very good accuracy.
Yeah, and they're going to see that at the break, that Flamester is still holding onto the full combo, and the score is just going to shoot so far in favor of Texas here. This was Virginia's pick, so this is going to be a break point for Texas here, barring any crazy disconnects into the real stamina-intensive patterns here into the end of the map. It's still Flamester holding on. We see breaks all across the board, but not Flamester coming into the end of the map, sitting at 900k right now. It's the accuracy falling on Virginia.
Whoa.
Finally finds a break coming into the end, but has done the work. It's over 920k, and it's going to be a 500k score lead now for the side of Texas on this break point here.
I am so sorry, Flamester. I was not familiar with your game. Amazing play, just putting Texas back on the board with another breakpoint right back, so they still have the momentum as they lead 4-3 with their next pick up on the board. And right now, they can actually expand that lead and still stay ahead one tempo.
Yeah, Texas looking pretty solid. A second breakpoint for them. Third one in this match that we've seen so far. And yeah, Flamester is he's the tapper. This is one of the reasons why he is on this Texas roster. This is one of the reasons why he has made it so far in all the different tournaments that he has shown up in. It's historically, I've known Flamester since he was a 7-digit, believe it or not, way back, and he was always playing tapping maps. That was kind of his thing. He kind of just prided himself as just being slightly better at the tapping stuff, and yeah, really proving to be a top contender here on this DT2. And now Texas, I could see a DT3 pick come out from them.
Well, considering DT3 is unlike the other two DTs, I'm not sure they might go for it.
Wait, yeah, hold on. I meant Freemod 3, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
My brain, I was looking at the DT, my brain was thinking Freemod 3.
The thing with Flamester that I think has been like kind of known about him for a little while is that he has very good flowing days and very bad flowing days, so it depends on how he's feeling right now. Because that map is less tapping oriented and more like on that flowing side, especially with mods. So maybe if they don't have like the best confidence in that, they will leave it for later.
It's going to be Hard Rock 1, so we are going into Uber Precision here. This is CS 6.2 base, so this goes up to over CS 8, I believe. Is it close to CS 8?
It's over CS8. I think it's CS
Okay.
8.1.
Yeah.
It is. It's very small. Very small map.
And that's
Minute.
some slow aim.
A
Oh, yeah.
petite map, so to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Flame CS8 roughly map. So a lot of the time you're not actually looking at precision for jumps, even though this map does have them. You're more looking at how well can you actually follow like a specific speed of stream. Because Flame on precision is basically just, well, like you need to be the precise speed of that stream, otherwise you're gonna eventually miss. And because this is like stable score v2, you're gonna chain miss, note locks all the way through. So a lot of chain misses are gonna happen on this map, and hopefully they don't end up deciding the map near the end, because there are a couple of more spaced bursts toward the end. And even though we have great Hard Rock players throughout Decayton, Chill Your Pair, Rectagon, Failing, we still might see like a decent amount of them.
You definitely see that as well. This is sort of the other side of the coin on the of the hidden three. On the hidden three, you couldn't. You found so many misses because you couldn't see the notes because they disappeared so long ago. On this map, you miss the notes because you can't see them to begin with because they're so damn small.
Hopefully you're able to see them, because otherwise you might need to go to your local eye doctor. And a lot of chain misses already.
A completely different style of map than anything that we've seen so far in this match. Even some of the Freemods, the Hard Rock players, did not have to play something this precise. And yeah, it's already a complete reset on the side of Texas. Decayton has good recovery, but still Rectagon holding on to what I believe is an FC, but the accuracies once more. Now it's not just one player on the side of Virginia with lower accuracy, it's all three of them with lower accuracy than anybody on the side of Texas, and that's giving them a massive score lead here. Not even a quarter of the way through, and they've built up a 50,000 score lead despite finding more misses.
Well, I think this is once again going to be that hero combo versus team scorer dynamic that we've seen throughout some maps in this match so far, but right now it's kind of not even like anybody comboing versus any team score. It's just more like accuracies and a couple of chain misses. RNG not having the best of accuracies, kind of taking his team score, and very good accuracies by Decayton and Flamestare, having a pretty good effect in that lead as well.
More chain misses come out of the side of Virginia. That's another team wipe there. Decayton now the one holding on to the highest combo here. Just a couple of... But actually, that's going to all change with these big chain misses coming out of Chill Your Pair at the end of the map. It is going to get very close. We are actually not at the end of the map. It's only halfway through. But Uzumaki and Rectagon holding on through that section. Now with some big combo. Uzumaki actually finds a break there. It's just Rectagon. Never mind. Never mind. That's the beauty of CS 8.1. You can miss on anything. And now it is Flamestare. I can't do this anymore.
Everyone misses.
Yeah.
This is where a lot of players are going to be gaining combo and score, because the bursts are going to be a little bit more stacked, so people can probably get like a little bit of combo. But the nerves and just the sheer like small size of the circles are making it very hard to be consistent and hold combo. But so far, everyone chain misses. The lead got suddenly very, very close. RNG and Uzumaki are holding combo, but Rectagon and RNG break. Uzumaki is still holding combo, however, he does break. But there's really not that many combos on Texas either. Flamestare and Chill Your Pair, Uzumaki and RNG all chain missing. Decayton, well, did enough to actually get Texas that pick.
That was a close one. It came down to almost 30,000 points at the very end off that spinner. And Texas gonna be making this one a spicy one. I think this Texas team being up 2 points over Virginia, consolidating on another break point here. 5-3. They still need two more because it is best of 13. They have to get to 7 in order to win. But right now, Texas is in the hot seat. They are looking to close this one out here sooner than later and potentially upset Virginia, a team that a lot of people expected to not even be in the losers bracket in this grand final stage. Of course, I mean, New York is a whole other beast of a team too, but yeah, Virginia could very easily have been on the other side of the bracket right now, and this could have been Texas versus New York. But yeah, Texas doing so good, so solid at keeping back some of these key players on Virginia, really doing well to match a lot of the scores on Virginia with just solid team scores all around here. That is why they have these 5 points.
It is interesting because over a couple of the previous USCs, we've had this dynamic in grand finals where there's like this big Omega Thanos Stalin guy that just destroys people and solo carries, or at least attempts to. And this time, we have kind of the opposite, where we're seeing that like Rectagon / RNG, like they're kind of alternating maps, but there's like one big score for Virginia, sometimes two, but they're just getting beaten out by the overall team effort of Texas. And it's interesting because it kind of highlights a little bit of the weakness Virginia had going into the tournament, which was they had a good lineup, but it didn't mesh together in some slots, and I think people are taking advantage of it in some of them. So like RNG and Rectagon are kind of like interesting opposites of players, and failing is kind of like the bridge in between. So they really just can't have like a full power 3-man lineup with like all of their big three all the time.
Yeah, and it's going to be going into this Freemod 4 now. 230 BPM consistency, awkward aim with a Gasimal map here. Just about that 4-minute mark, we do see RNG on the hidden, failing, taking the Nomod here, and then Rectagon on the trademark Hard Rock here. It's going to be Decton on the hidden on the side of Texas. Chili Repair taking the Hard Rock, and then Flamestare looking to stay consistent on the Nomod here. It's 4 minutes long, definitely testing a lot of consistency. A little bit higher BPM on the 230 here. Do see getting into this first little PI section. No breaks thus far.
This is an aim map that becomes a stream map around halfway through. So we're probably going to see some of the aim demons like RNG and maybe people like the Katen, Chili Repair getting good scores at the start, but then transitioning to kind of a more supportive role at the end, not getting as many combos. But so far so good for everybody in Texas. Meanwhile, Rectagon being the only break for Virginia. A little bit surprising, but Flamestare will answer eventually.
You still have 2 combos per team, although as I say that, it is going to be Chili Repair finding a drop, and it just leaves Decatan alone for Texas now, and that score lead is going to start shifting very heavily over the way of Virginia, as you still have the 2 players on the bottom of your screen comboing. Rectagon has built up a pretty sizable recovery here at about 450 now, and that score lead finally switches over. Decatan cannot do it alone. He's going to have to see some more misses on the side of Virginia, not just from Rectagon either. So right now, Virginia is looking solid on this one halfway through the map.
Again, this all can change after this KI. There's going to be a lot more streams, and I don't know about failing, but RNG is definitely going to have a little bit of trouble with those streams, even said so in Mapple feedback. But it all hinges on the Katen for Texas. He needs to hold this, and he needs to hold through the solo as well.
The Katen needs to hold, and Flamestare is on the recovery right now, as we do see another break from Rectagon on the Hard Rock on Virginia. But Flamestare, we saw the damage that Flamestare could do on the DG2 as we get into this more tapping intensive section here. We haven't seen any breaks yet in this section. This is going to ramp up here. No breaks thus far. As we get into the bigger streams, there goes Dectin. There goes a three-way miss on the side of Virginia. It's just Flamesare holding on now. Finally does find a break. A little chain miss there from a big chain miss now. And that favors Virginia. It's a full combo reset across the board. They had the lead at the time of that reset. So they are going to keep that lead going into the end of the map here.
Everybody's wiped.
Everybody wiped indeed. Had Flamestar held on to that combo, it definitely could have been enough for Texas to bring it back, but now most certainly not going to be enough. Not enough time, not enough combo for them. No, you do not suck, Flamestar. In fact, you're doing really well. But yeah, this is going to be a point for Virginia. Rectagon, and not being the one pulling the heavy work, it's going to be failing an RNG doing the heavy work this time for Virginia.
I mean, taking the toughest mod here and still getting a pretty good score. Can't really do much better than that. But RNG and failing. Kind of dying on the solo, but everyone did, so obviously just fine for everybody involved in Virginia. Meanwhile, Decatur finding a good score for Team of Texas, but the Excel streams on that solo with Hidden are just impossible. I expected some of the Nomods to come a little bit throughout it, and Flamestar did, but then he missed on another one, so...
It's going to be failing on the Nomod, taking the MVP of that lobby on Virginia. They need another Texas, or they need another break point to bring Texas back to that tie and make it a best of 3 going into the final maps of this match here. Texas,
it's very possible.
Yeah, Texas, they have gone mostly for Hard Rock. They've gone for Hard Rock. They've gone for some aim maps.
They've done tech.
Yeah, they've done some tech as well. Nomod 2 is available. I'm not sure how they feel about that.
Nomod 2 is a toss-up. Like, I'll tell you right now, Hard Rock 3 is a little bit of a toss-up. Nobody's confident on that. DT3 is a toss-up because there's just one pattern that kills everybody. HD1 they don't want to pick because they're not very good on Hidden, and a lot of people don't have the stamina for it right now, as far as I've heard. Nomod 4 is a precision map that RNG is going to dominate. Nomod 2 is pretty a toss-up, and then Freemod 3 you're just afraid of Rectagon 1v9. So no picks are very safe. You just gotta pick one.
Gotta pick one, and the pick will come through here. It is going to be that Freemod 3 to close out the Freemod pool. Texas looked pretty solid on all the Freemods thus far, getting the breakpoint initially. I believe it was on the Freemod 1 off of a pretty impressive combo from Toybot on the Hidden. So now, gonna close out the Freemod pool here. This one's a lot more tapping focused, but like stamina, that's the word. A lot more stamina focused than any of the other Nomod picks, or excuse me, Freemod picks. Wow, I'm stumbling words. This one's gonna have a lot more stamina than a lot of the other Freemod picks, a lot more longer streams, kind of a lower BPM than any of the other tapping maps that we've seen so far. It's only gonna be 210 BPM, but still very manageable for players of this caliber.
It's a stamina and flowing check, and I think for BPMs like this, I don't think you're gonna have Virginia having a good hidden option. I think we're gonna see Rectagon on the Hard Rock, or maybe filling on the Hard Rock and Rectagon on the Nomod, and then they're just gonna have someone tank like League or Uzumaki for that hidden mod. Meanwhile, Texas, I believe we're gonna see. I don't actually know their mods, but we're gonna probably see Flamestare, Decatur, and Aiden. Maybe
Chillier or Aiden. Either Chillier or Aiden. There's Aiden, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see Decatur on the Hidden again. I mean, obviously the Freemod 4 a completely different map or that aim style that Decatur can play the Hidden on, but possibly seeing it's a toss-up between really any player on this Texas side can take the Hard Rock. It is actually going to be Decton on the Hard Rock. Flamester taking the Hidden. Not as quite as surprised as maybe some would be on that. Aiden's going to be on the Nomod, Failing going to be taking the Nomod here. Gleeg on the Hidden, and Rectagon going to be on the Hard Rock.
So everybody on the Hidden is going to find out very quickly that this map's streams are a lot more complex than they let on. And Gleeg with a little bit of an act drop, Flamester having a couple chain misses. But basically, the people on Hard Rock are essentially playing a harder version of the map on Nomod. Nomod is just like a normal Nomod 2, and then Hidden is playing their own version of Hell. And every time there's a bigger stream, they know that very quickly, as Gleeg is quickly finding out.
Rectagon also going to be finding orthodox misses, and only Flamester to find the initial miss for the side of Texas now has a pretty sizable recovery, and yeah, 40,000 or 70,000 points is going to be the score lead here for Texas for the time being, as Rectagon and Flamester are going to be trading, but down goes Aiden on one of the FCs remaining for Texas. That's the last FC gone for the side of Virginia, Failing going to be the last to fall, and now it's just this recovery from Gleeg and a little bit of combo matching Flamester on Rectagon, and Decatan has so much room to work with here. The longer he FCs, the better chances this is for Texas to get to match point.
With two more misses on the side of Virginia from Rectagon and Failing, it's going to even further the case for Texas going to be taking this point. It's a longer point, 3 minutes 50 seconds here, but Decton still holding on to the full combo. Gleeg on the recovery, as you have said, but being matched by Flamester Aiden. As we go into some of these more flowier streams, do we see more breaks on the Hidden? This is where Gleeg and Flamester, there goes Decton's full combo. That is going to matter quite a bit because we are right at the halfway point of the map. The score is going to get capped right around that 600k mark. It is a big chain miss from Gleeg. It's actually Flamester holding on to these wiggly, flowy streams. Flamester finally finds a chain miss, and now there's no combos on Virginia to combat Aiden's right now. 800 combo for Aiden. It's only 300 on Failing. More misses coming out of Virginia as the lead has skyrocketed towards Texas, poised to go up onto match point now.
I think the biggest surprise right now.
This is the stamina coming in here for Virginia, where they're really struggling to hold on. I think the stamina is really checking a lot of these players. The accuracies just quite aren't there. Texas sure is finding a couple of misses here and there, but you have different players coming in with carry combos, right? Right now it's Aiden. Earlier it was Flamester. Earlier, even still, it was Decatan. So they're kind of trading out one player each for this Texas team, and they're able to keep pulling forward with the score lead, no matter which player's comboing. Right now, Aiden is on a monster combo.
I think I'm a little bit surprised that Rectagon is not really having the performance that one would expect from like a stream map, but obviously, like, this is very, very tough. So it can still go either way. Like, chain misses are possible, but I think Texas has secured match point here.
Yeah, because what is this, like 8.3, 8.4 stars with Hard Rock? It's quite a hard map, and it's gonna be Gleeg holding a little bit of combo into the other map. Not gonna matter all that much as Aiden holding a massive combo in the middle section of the map there. Going to be closing out, heading up to match point here is Texas through the last slider, 275,000 points. And Texas looking to take a hold of this match, up 7-4 or 6-4 now. And they are going to be looking down New York's eyes, and they're going to say, if we get this next point, we are coming after you. And that's what Texas is hoping to do right now.
Well, Virginia has their selection of the pool. There's good maps for them to pick, and then there's Ota Jarby. So let's hope they don't pick Ota Jarby, because that is by far and away the most RNG one. Like, you're essentially putting all your eggs into the coin flip basket. That is the start of that map.
We're gonna get to see Warcry, Hidden One.
That's a great pick because it's not Otajarvi.
Amazing. Can we get a storyboard on for this map?
I don't think we can. I think we can maybe get it. We can maybe get it on one screen, if that. But I think his PC is a little bit. But is already overexerted.
Yeah, that'd be a lot to ask for, but I was gonna say that I think this is a good pick as well for Virginia because this was a map featured in OWC, of course, an OWC custom, and some of these Virginia players were on Team USA for OWC last year, so I do believe that this pick could very easily go their way, but also Texas has a very solid aim roster, right? We talked about it earlier in the match. This Texas aim roster is not one to be made fun of, one that is very solid. I'm looking at like Chillier pair to pull out a pretty crazy score here on this Hidden One, although not necessarily being known for Hidden. I do think that this is the style of map that he can really shine on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest deal with this map is that, as like more than any other aim map, because this map has such a stamina, like unrelenting element, this involves like so much like a day-to-day, like, are you feeling good on tapping this specific map in like this specific day? Because like everyone avoided it this far, but in theory, you have players like Chillier, which are really good on it. RNG was probably really good on it, but it's not the aim element necessarily that's going to be tanking their score. It's just the fatigue of like consistent aiming and consistent tapping. So let's see if everyone's got it today as we head on to a potential match point for Texas, but the pick is Virginia's.
Yeah, this really testing aim strain over and like just over and over. It's just these constant single taps, or else you do see two single tappers on the side of Virginia, as well as Chillier pair on the side of Texas. It's going to be single tapping this, just consistent. There's maybe one little short break in this map here where you get like maybe a quarter note off. But that is it. Do see early breaks coming out of Rectagon and Chillier pair on either side here. Flamestar are going to be following up with another break, and Chillier are going to be struggling a little bit on this map here. There's still these two full combos on RNG and failing right now, just being matched by Decatur on the side of Texas. And more breaks coming out of Flamestar and Rectagon. Failing drops a full combo. It's traded by Chillier pair as well as just Decatur versus RNG going into the second third of the map now, where the fatigue is surely setting in here.
It's fatigue and also like a little bit of that like scheduling difference for Virginia. I think Rectagon is a little bit tired right now because his accuracy seems to be like a little bit low compared to everyone else. RNG, you actually find a break.
It's going to be not good here for Virginia on potentially what is the last pick of this match, especially with Decatur still holding on to the FC. The recovery's there for Flamestar now. It is Rectagon on a good recovery. I'm not sure if that was a miss earlier, if that was Bancho. I wasn't paying too much attention, but it is being matched by both Flamestar and Chillier's pair scores combined, but yeah, Decatur right now is really pulling some heavy work for Texas. We're only halfway through this map. It's such a long pick. There's still plenty of time for Virginia to bring it back, but they kind of have to lock in from here on out. They can't really afford any more of these chain misses that we're seeing here from failing, and any more misses really at all. Just have to hope that Decatur finds a break of its own, or else this one's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Find a break right now. Every single one of his teammates is breaking consistently, but his combo is just still up there, and his accuracy is pristine.
Yeah. Oh! There is a window open right now. Rectagon has 900 combo. RNG, that's a full break from Texas. It could complete collapse right now. RNG and Rectagon are bringing it back. It will actually come back with only an eighth of the map left. Decadent held on for so long. 99.83 accuracy. It's just the one miss.
Yeah, and it's been Texas for the most part having better team scores, but Virginia, when they win the point, they have like one player popping off. But on this one, now it's Texas with the one player pop off, and Decatan gonna be dropping over 700,000 here, highest score in the lobby by far. And yeah, Virginia having the better team score overall. Recticon and RNG both on such impressive recoveries, pressing over 1,000 combo each, 1,300 for Recticon into the ending. And yeah, this is Virginia keeping themselves in it. Just one more map longer, but it's gonna be Texas's next pick, and any more wins for Texas means the end for Virginia again. This is Virginia and Texas in the losers bracket. The loser of this is out of the tournament entirely. They will go home in third place. They won't even get a chance to go on in this tournament versus New York. So this is everything for Texas. Would be a pretty sizable upset if they are able to pull it off, but they have to continue forward and win their next pick, or else Virginia, it's going to take them to tiebreaker.
Miss. It was a slider break out of Decatan. Unfortunate circumstances there. RNG wants Texas to pick Jarby. Dada, what are your thoughts on Jarby?
Do you really want to do that? Do you really want to do that?
I want amazing.
Do you really want to do that?
Me personally, I would either like to see Nomod 4 or Hard Rock 3.
There's like zero shot they're picking Nomad 4. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, but
it
I
just
would
has
love
to be
to
amazing.
see it.
Actually, there is a shot they're picking Nomad 4, but
No,
like,
there's a shot.
like, if they're sensible human beings, they pick Hard Rock 3. If they're like risky and like living on the edge, they pick Nomad 4. And if they're crazy, like absolutely unhinged, jongleur type people, they pick ET3. Let's ignore Nomad shooters here.
No. I'm a Nomad 2 believer. Juno's a Nomad 2 believer. I think they're going to pick Nomad 2 right here.
In a funny way, I think Nomad 2 and ET3 are the same map in this position. And,
there it is! I spoke it into existence.
And it was a 1 in 4 chance here. I think, honestly, any of the remaining maps would have been, like, arguably okay for them. Some of them would have been better. The Nomad 2, I think, slipped under our radar a little bit. Juno, you predicted this one, but yeah, I was not expecting them to go this way. However, they did look really good on the King of Lions and the Hard Rock Pool, which is another tech map. They looked pretty good on, what was it, the Real Lazy Freemod 2, I believe it was. So this is still tech in a different sense. It's a little bit more of like a, I don't even know how you would call it, kind of like constructional tech, if that's even the right word for it.
I don't even know what to call this map. This
yeah,
is like,
I don't know what to call it.
This is like multi-map from like 2017 Azer multis. That's like my best definition of this map.
It's a clip farm map.
Oh, it's a clip farm map?
Yeah.
Clip farm maps were like not at all clip farming. Just had like one pattern, and you're like, "Whoa, my god! I hit the square! I hit the triple!"
No, but that's the thing about short form content. It can just be like 5 seconds of whoa, and then like 20 seconds of reaction.
Yeah, they could hit the pattern and then chain miss 20 times right after, and they would have still hit the pattern because that was the pattern.
It's actually like, it's not even TikTok clip farming, it's Vine clip farming.
Oh.
Like, we got 7 seconds of map here, just cut it up, edit it. Wow. Amazing.
God.
Too soon, Dada.
All right.
Too soon.
1 minute and 51 seconds of map here. Virginia, if they do find the break point here, we are going to tiebreaker. Texas, if they win this point, they are going on to face New York in the Winners Grand Finals. Coming into this, a lot of these flowy triples as well. Gonna be seeing who will be caught out first. Let's Sizz failing, going to be finding a break on the big reverse slider. Going into more of these flow patterns, do see breaks all across the board. Virginia finds a full team wipe. It's just Decadent holding onto the full combo here. It is a very short map, so this combo from Decadent is going to be huge throughout the rest of this map.
Alright, watch out. 3, 2, 1, boom. The Caden hits it!
He hit it!
Decadent is doing God's work for Texas right now. Really just saying, guys, I do not want to go to tiebreaker, okay? Like, can we just not do that? We're gonna go ahead and skip that. We're just gonna win this one flat out. And it's not even just Decadent. It's also Flames holding on. It's also Failing holding on. So Failing is keeping Virginia's head above the water for the time being, but this map is running thin here. It's only a third remaining and 180,000 points with still one FC for Decadent. Still these massive recoveries on Texas. This is looking worse and worse for Virginia.
Well, the second half of the map basically starts right about now. Let's see if anybody misses on these big triples. The Caden will find a break, Killer Cur and Flamestare. However, the resets are all across the board. Everybody on Virginia also breaks. This means Texas will go to the USC Grand Finals for the second time in 5 years.
The second time in 5 years. And also, Dada and Juno, I was reading chat. Our local librarian, USC librarian, has informed us that no matter who wins on the winner's side in the grand finals, Texas or New York, this will guarantee a new USC winner, no matter who wins. If Texas wins, it'll be the first time they've ever won USC. If New York wins, it'll be the first time they've ever won USC.
A little bit of a changing of the guard here as we've seen Virginia, the past winners of USC, falling in the third place position to Texas, and both the California teams going out earlier in the tournament in the finals round, and it is going to be Texas on their way to New York to do battle with Pez and Taquito, who await them.
What an interesting grand finals. I mean, you have what essentially amounts to like the big scary New York team with Taquito and Pez and like a lot of very, very good players. Toki, like Emerald Ages even, like they have really very few weaknesses versus like a very impressive underdog team that's really built on the sum of their parts, with Decaton being Omega Thanos, Stalin, etc. Also.
Yeah, what a match that we just saw, but guys, that's gonna do it for us. Upcoming matches, it starts, I believe, on Sunday, or I guess technically Monday to UTC. That'll be between New York and Texas, and then if Texas wins that, the immediately following after that will be the bracket reset match. So 2 UTC Monday, otherwise Sunday night if you're in US. But yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching. Juno, Dada, it's been a pleasure. Any closing words?
I mean, I have really no words, but I'm extremely excited to see a potential, or I guess a confirmed new USC winner, and I hope everybody tunes into grand finals. I think it's going to be maybe like a fun match. So let's at least hope that everybody is awake at 4 UTC, whenever it is, because that match is scheduled in like the worst time zone ever. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing a cool match. That's we'll just give you the schedule right now because it's in the ref sheet somewhere.
2 UTC on Monday.
3 UTC?
2.
2, okay.
Yep, 2 is the initial one, and then if there is the bracket reset, it's immediately after. So, however long that takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick shoutouts. Thank you to Renu for the ref, Keys for the stream here, Dada and It's Pigeon joining me, Juno on the cast here. Thank you all for watching the United States Cup 2025 tonight. Hope you all have a great rest of your night, and tune in tomorrow at 2 UTC for Texas, New York. Have a good night. Monday UTC.
Oh wait, yeah,
2
tomorrow. Yes.
Tomorrow.
Wait, no. I mean,
Okay.
technically, Sunday night, Monday, 2 UTC.
Into evening.
2 days. 2 days.
Evening, guys.
Good
Nah,
night.
just show up
everybody.
tomorrow night anyways.
Good night, America. We'll
Get
see
outta
you
here.
soon.
Cut us off. Cut us off.